we've got partly sunny skies, a little bit of a breeze, but Mother Nature will cooperate. It's going to be dry, which means we'll get the ball game in. Look, you look at the calendar right now for both the Shawnee and Defiance Bulldogs. In about 2 days, we're going to flip it to May. Literally just 2.5 weeks left to go in the regular season, and then you hit that one-game season where you play for the right to wear the jersey one more time. As we welcome you aboard the DCTV and Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is on the air. Rep Albanon alongside the coach Tom Held. Coach, we will get to the long play in just a second here, but first things first, last week was an absolute grind for this Defiance club. As a matter of fact, losses to a couple of teams that they wish they really could have back, but it's in the rearview mirror. You start off a new week, and you started off today getting back into WBL action. They've got a chance to get last week's bad taste out of their mouths this afternoon.
Yeah, you're right. And it's all about the regular season's about the league and still control their own destiny as St. Mary's got knocked off by Walpock Friday. And then that list leaves Bath as unbeaten, and obviously the Bulldogs will have Bath May 19th and a chance for the share. So it's still in the Bulldogs' control. Still has to go through Defiance for a WBL title.
And with that said, we've talked about it before, and you just mentioned what Wapak did against St. Mary's is a perfect example. You can't sleep on anybody in this league. It's a meat grinder. The minute you do, that's when an upset happens, and the next thing you know, the tables are overturned.
Well, without a doubt, and St. Mary's wasn't going to be any team to sleep on because they have a nice team this year, and I think they were 10-1 going into our game, and on the road down there, and they've for years and years have always played us tough down there, and have gotten us a few times. So that was nothing unexpected. You want to win it, but it's also another thing that people don't understand is a disadvantage when you. I was just looking, and I think. So we have 10 games, count 11 with OG, and I think of the 10, I think we've played 8 on turf, and the 2 that we did was Paulding and St. Mary's. And it is a big adjustment going from turf on the infield to natural surface. And we struggle a little bit defensively on that, and it's a whole different ball game and when you do that.
It sounds almost cliche-ish to just say make the routine play, but and so I had a long conversation just outside the dugout after you got done glad-handing, looking like you were running for office down there. It's amazing how popular you are after you retire, isn't it?
Yeah, more people like you then, I guess.
But again, in talking with the Shawnee coaching staff, they literally said, just make the routine play today. They've committed 44 errors through their 12 ball games, and he said at least 8 of those, they were in it in the 5th or 6th inning, and the next thing you know, a huge crooked number, and you leave yourself maybe only 3, maybe 6 outs tops. That's an awful difficult position to put yourself in, week out.
Well, it becomes not only is it physical, but it becomes mental then. Mm-hmm. And if you've had that happen to you once or twice, it continues to you get over, get through that barrier, and especially with a young team like Shawnee has, and there are no routine plays on natural surface in high school baseball fields. There just is not, because they're wet maybe now, they're softer, they're moving differently. Everything in the bunting game's totally different now. On turf, there's a lot of routine plays on the infield, and you got to make those.
To be made, yes, exactly. Still got to make them. Yep. And here's the difference between the two teams, because last year you had, for Defiance, 9 starting seniors, okay? And everybody knew it. That was a team that was built to do what they did in the regular season, go 22-2. They just happened to run into a good pitcher in the first round of the playoffs, and for whatever reason, collectively had their best game, their worst game at the plate of the season. But you've had guys that were chomping at the bit, that were strong backups, and are now looking to show what they can do. On the flip side with Shawnee, they lost a ton, but they're being replaced by sophomores and even in some cases freshmen. How do you handle those two differences in dichotomy if you're a head coach?
Well, I mean, obviously, from the head coaching, you're looking to the future, you're looking at the big picture. You got to be patient. You got to just try to get better as the season goes on and play better baseball. Win or lose, it doesn't really matter. You want to win, obviously, but it's about playing good baseball. And like you said, getting better defensively. Pitchers throwing more strikes, putting ball in play more often. And then those numbers will count, and then they will equal out and get you some W's down the road.
Also, that's how you build confidence, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Yes?
I mean, you can go lose a game and play a perfect game. You just may lose a game. And you can go win some games and you far from playing perfect. So it's just, but when you have talent, you can have an off day or two and still win. When you're young and don't have as much talent, there's not much room for error right there.
So you're saying I have not much room for error where perfection's going to come out of your headset this afternoon for the broadcast.
I flipped that on this game. I flipped that.
He's poor boying it, ladies and gentlemen, but that's okay. Well, what we're going to do is take a quick time out. I had a chance to talk to two Weavers for our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame. It's pretty easy to decide who's going to be who, but we're going to start with Coach Rick Weaver when we come back. His take on really what was with a rough week last week, but what they want this team to do to refocus. A new week is here and back into WBL play. Of course, Braden Weaver, the son of Coach Rick Weaver. I will not, and I promised him I wouldn't do this, ask him what it's like to play for his dad. But at the very end of this interview, I asked about whether or not he planned on staying involved in baseball some way, shape, or form. And that's when the can of worms got opened. We invite you to stick around for the next 12 minutes here as the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show will continue. When we come back, we're going to start with Coach Rick Weaver right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Welcome back. DCTV Sports is on the air with the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame. As it's a little breezy, it is, we'll call it partly sunny because Coach is an optimist. Partly cloudy.
Some would say.
We'd still play anyway. It doesn't matter. They're always optimists and sunny at Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in downtown Defiance. Check out their great selection of new and used vehicles, either in person on their lot or at drivebobestill.com. Still working on your ride for you at the end of the year. So you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
He's waiting. You and me both, buddy. Get in line. Line
I
forms.
plan on coming home one day, and it's just sitting in my driveway.
And we will have cameras there from all kinds of angles to get your reaction. You okay with that?
Moment.
It will be.
It's going to go viral. I know it will. I know it will.
All right, as we are getting ready, it is going to be Shawnee making the bus ride up to Defiance here. Last week was a little bit of a meat grinder, but you talked about it. It was time for these guys to play. You had seen the weather basically mess with your schedule way too much. New week here, back into WBL action. I guess what's your message to your players? How are you handling almost a month left to go in the regular season?
I know, isn't that crazy? I just talked to him yesterday after practice talking about seniors. You got about 1 month. 1 month, and for a lot of them, they'll never play a competitive sport again. And so I said, let's just lay it on the line for 1 month, do what we can. Get extra work in and dedicate for 1 month and see what happens.
So a lot of that, again, comes with, okay, some guys might be going on to play, but as you mentioned, others don't. I had a coach basically tell me once, and we were having a terrible season, but he said, I expect you to respect the game to finish strong. You're nodding yes to that.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with that. And I have no worries about our seniors. They've put in a lot of time and a lot of work, and this program means a lot to all of them. They've expressed that in many ways, and I have zero worries about that.
I'm throwing this one at him. We have not proof that nothing is prefaced here. You see one line, and it's for Braden Weaver when he comes up in a couple minutes here. Who's your most improved player? Somebody surprised you, or maybe even been ahead of schedule that really has jumped out and made themselves next to impossible to keep off the field?
Yeah, I think two guys. I think Will Horvath defensively has been tremendous, but I think the biggest guy who, if you would have polled probably everyone in the program and all the coaches about guys that you thought would be starters this year, I don't think many would have Daniel Orta in there. So I would say he's probably been the biggest surprise.
What's he done to earn field time?
He's scrappy. He's a competitor. He's a really good outfielder, and he's kind of filled in for a need with us. With Drew Allegretti being hurt these last couple of weeks, but he practices hard. He just does everything you ask of him.
You mentioned Drew Allegretti switching positions here with Hansberger on the bump. You kind of spin the roulette wheel a little bit, but Drew was one of those guys that we did our very first player profile with. He said, it doesn't matter, just get me on the field. So in fact, all these seniors who had to wait last year are trying to prove next man up. No,
absolutely. And we moved Drew originally to the outfield because that's where the need was, and the two guys I just talked about, Will and Daniel, have really been impressive out there. So now with Jaron on the hill, it takes him out of shortstop, moves Jace over to shortstop. So we just felt this was a perfect opportunity to plug Drew in at second. And, with his back issues, we felt like it'd be a little less wear and tear at second than running around, diving for fly balls. So we'll see if it worked out.
Hansberger on the hill. It's going to be the first game that we've got a chance to put him on camera. Break him down for us.
Yeah, he's a three-pitch guy, fastball, curveball, changeup, pretty much like all of our guys. I'm going to guess he's going to be 81 to 83, maybe top a couple 84. Has a good changeup and a good breaker. Every now and then he has a tendency to get a little erratic, walk some guys. But he's also had some really good outings. He beat Finley, who early in the season, I remember driving home going, I think that's going to be a big win for us. Like, I think they're pretty good. And as the season's played out, we were kind of right on that. They're a pretty good ball club, and we beat them 5-4. And I want to say at least 3, maybe if not all 4 runs were unearned, and he threw really well that game.
Let's break down Shawnee. They are struggling. They've struggled the last couple of seasons, very young. As a matter of fact, I think I counted 5 underclassmen in the starting lineup. They're going to send Caden Fritchie, their ace, 1-2 with a 2.93 ERA. We're not going to go with runs versus unearned runs because the defense has committed 44 errors for them this season. But what's the scout tell you about their starter?
Yeah, that's the thing is we have to put the ball in play, make them make plays, and we haven't always done that. Shawnee's one of those teams that's always played us tough. So, yeah, you look at their record and it's not great, but there's never – I can't recall many games where we've just walked in and –
named your score?
Against that. It just always seems like it's a grinder with them. And traditionally it's a very good program. So I'm sure they're going to come out and play hard, and we'll probably see the best game they've played all year.
Target on their back. You wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Coach Weaver joining us. Our player profile just around the corner. Also shares the same last name as Coach. Don't go anywhere because this one is going to be a treat. Back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues on DCTV Sports. Big thank you going out to our sponsor, Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in downtown Defiance. Again, as always, check out their great selection of new and used vehicles. Graduation is coming up, so maybe a used convertible Corvette. I'm just saying, you're looking at me like maybe that wasn't really the plan?
Nah, I wasn't planning on it. I have a pretty good car right now, so.
Okay, so he's being honest. That's great. Online, as always, at drivebobestel.com. We had one Weaver. We're going into another. Braden Weaver joining us right now. Senior first baseman. He's had some pretty big hits for this team over the past couple of weeks. Our player profile. All right, we're going to preview Shawnee, but I want to rewind from last year into this year. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Junior year into senior year. Again, senior-laden team last season, but you knew that there were going to be a ton of openings virtually at every position this year. What were you doing during the offseason to make yourself a better ball player?
Just getting as many reps as I can, whether that's in the cage or defensive work, just any way I can find into that lineup.
Were you planning at first base, or when did that become solidified for you?
Probably last year. I backed up Khalil Lagan every game pretty much. Whenever he pitched, I would play first. So
You beat me to it. You can see right there. Khalil Lagan, first place, replacing him. What did you learn from him? What do you do differently? What do you bring as far as your own personal skill set to first base?
I think I have some range over there. Like, I can kind of get the balls. I kind of learned, like, picking from him a lot. I was never really a great picker until last year. He kind of helped me learn that a little bit.
What else were you working on? Maybe something offensively or anything else baseball-wise, skill set-wise?
Yeah, I mean, you can always get your swing better. Like, just as many reps as you can get, better, really.
I'm looking down at your average right now, folks. He's hitting 286. But what you do is find a way aboard. Your on-base percentage is .444. You've drawn 7 walks. Talk about your approach at the plate.
It's being aggressive over the middle. No need to swing at edge strikes early in the count. If I get to 2 strikes, attack you can foul those off, but look for something over the middle to begin with.
So you're hunting fastball. You're not going up guessing.
Yeah, pretty much. Just straight fastball. If they hang a breaking ball that I can recognize early, I'll go after it, but fastball approach.
So with that said, because the old school thought was you're looking for a pitch. Nowadays I talk to a lot of hitting coaches and I say, hey, looking for position or placement, a zone, so to speak. What's your philosophy?
I guess both. Fastball down the middle in, hit it. But if they bring me something else that I like early, go for it.
Sure. Where are you picking up the ball out of the pitcher's hand?
As soon as possible, I guess. Just if earlier you can see it, earlier you can recognize, earlier you can make a decision.
When you say recognize, you're looking at spin. For all the grandpas and grandmas that are out there watching, break down when you recognize or how you would recognize a fastball versus a breaking ball as far as the spin or rotation.
So when it comes out of the pitcher's hand, a curveball is going to kind of like jump up a little bit out of the hand and then it'll come down. Fastball, you're going to look more for that drive through as far as that.
And then a fraction of a second to go ahead and decide.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of young hitters, especially at the junior high level, you're looking at a different mindset. I know best hitters, best coaches always talk about you step in and your philosophy is yes, 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 and then no at the last second if you're going to take it. That sounds easier said than done. How long does it take to get comfortable?
A pretty long time, kind of.
It's an honest answer.
Obviously, the more velocity you see, the more you'll get used to it. But, yeah, it can take a while to get adjusted, especially coming from junior high to high school.
Let's talk about this week versus last week. I know last week was a grind, couple that you wished you probably had back, but those are now in the rearview mirror. You look at the calendar, and in a matter of about 4 days, we're going to be flipping it to May. There's roughly, 3, maybe 4 weeks left if you count the postseason. Has that gotten sentimental with you yet? As a senior, you can always say, this is the last time I take the bus ride here. Last time I do this with my teammates. Are you able to just kind of stay focused on the next game on this calendar?
Yeah, I just try and stay focused. I haven't really thought about that. Maybe senior night, get a little emotional, but no, right now it's just focus on the next game.
How good can this team still get in the next 4 weeks?
We can get a lot better. I feel like we can still piece together at bats more, get better quality at bats, and we can see those bats take off, and our defense has been good.
All right, so in about 3 to 4 weeks here, it's not just baseball, but it's the school year.
Yeah.
You're going to be strutting across the stage in the cap and gown, styling as you get that diploma. What's the future going to hold for Braden Weaver?
Go to college at Xavier University. Okay. Maybe try and get on the club baseball team. I'm not sure yet, but go into accounting or finance.
Okay, so you beat me to it. So if I come back and do an interview with you in 10, 15 years, what's the dream job going to be?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead.
Okay. You don't do a whole lot of pre-planning, right? You're just kind of a take it as it's coming type of guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me ask you this. Do you see yourself staying involved in baseball in some way, shape, or form?
Maybe coach an Acme season here or there, but no, not really. Maybe once my kid grows up.
And you might have a grandfather that has a few pieces of advice to give too then, right?
I don't know about that.
All right, I'm going to draw the curtain of charity on that right now. Rewinding to right now, approach versus Shawnee. It's a new week, a new chance to get another WBO win. What's this team's attitude?
Attack early, put them away.
All right, man, a few words, but a very strong philosophy. Best of luck to you, not just today, but the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Braden Weaver, our player profile. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have the starting lineups and the keys to the game right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports. Back at Defiance, and there you see Coach Bender and Coach Weaver exchanging handshakes, pleasantries, and starting lineups at home plate as the Bulldogs at 6-4 overall, 3-1 in the Western Buckeye League, welcoming the Shawnee Indians at 2-10 and 2-3, respectively. Let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College, located in Archbold. A key to great career opportunities starts with a great education at Northwest State. Let's take a look at Shawnee. Again, we were chatting about this. I had a chance to talk with Coach Bender. Score first. If they can break the scoreboard first somehow, he just feels that's going to take a load of pressure off of his young roster's shoulders. And then you see the second line. We were just talking about it there, Coach. Make the routine plays. He goes, I'm not looking for ESPN highlight reel material, but for a team that has made 44 errors through a dozen games, he goes, don't give the opposition any extra opportunities.
Well, that's exactly right. And Fritzy, who's on the mound, I was just looking at his numbers. His ERA is 2.93, but he's got 18 runs, only 6 earned. But he's only walked 7 guys in 14, and that's kind of surprising because usually errors go with walks.
Yep. On the flip side for the Bulldogs, Coach Weaver and company, as they are 6-4, 3-1, just simply put the ball in play. That goes off the heels of what we were just talking about. Put the pressure on the defense, and then adjust to the new positions. With Hansberger on the bump, they've moved a few guys around. Jace Brownlee's going to be at shortstop. Drew Allegretti, they're trying to save his back. He's just been playing with nagging injuries all season long, so he moves from center field to second base. Not that they can't do it, but again, that messes with the chemistry just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but Drew is a natural infielder. He came up as an infielder, and they actually, since he was so good in the outfield, they moved him there, so he's back maybe in his comfort zone.
Want your best athletes on the field, don't you? We're going to take a quick time out here for the playing of the national anthem, brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office. And the national anthem, courtesy of our underwriter, the Defiance County Veterans Office. Pleased to support. I think that smile from Coach Weaver up here might have been at you, but I returned one for you just to be on the safe side. The Defiance County Veterans Office, pleased to support veterans and their families, letting them know what opportunities and services are available for them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Baker Schindler Company. Let's start with Shawnee, as this is going to be their batting order. 1 through 9, Coach Bender will put on the field, or pardon me, more specifically in the box. Cooper Hartman will lead it off. Arguably their best ball player from what he told me. Second baseman, Caden Pritchie, their pitcher, will bat second. Hitting third, it will be Ty Rudisil. He's the lone guy in this lineup that can hit for some power. Bryce Window will be your cleanup batter. Luke Menke, third baseman, will hit fifth. Aiden Minnick, roaming center field, bats sixth. Braden Stiles behind the dish, he'll hit seventh. In the 8-hole, it's Landon Bender, the right fielder. And batting ninth, it will be Corbin Gladen in left field. You take a look at that team batting average below the Mendoza line, just a .83 as an aggregate. Let's take a look at the defense for the Defiance Bulldogs here this afternoon. On the bump, it will be Jaron Hansberger. His record is a little deceiving, as we can tell you. He's been the recipient of some, I don't want to say weak defense, but some shaky defense in the early part of the season. Not uncommon when the weather's cold. Players don't quite have the feel for the ball that they would once the temperatures get into the 70s. Hansberger is 1-2 in 3 appearances. He's got a 3.00 ERA and 14 innings pitched. He's allowed 17 hits, 14 runs, only 6 earned. He's walked 9 while striking out 13, and opponents are hitting .274 against him. And again, you know the young man. He's going to be a little bit more of a pitch-to-contact guy here. But at the same time, you fill up the zone, you have command and control, like we saw Ike Webb a couple weeks ago against Wapakoneta, and good things are bound to happen to you.
Yeah, and Jaron has good stuff. Hansberger's got some pretty good stuff. He can run it up there at 85, and he's got a good breaking ball and changeup, and he's very capable of striking a few guys out as the game goes on. So this guy's good. The infield is totally different with Drew Allegretti at second and Xavier Rodriguez at third. So just kind of changing things up, try to find some a nucleus out there defensively.
Scooper Hartman will dig in from the left side, batting .261 as he takes downstairs for ball one, and we are underway. That one right down central, good sinking fastball, strike one. Get a good look at the inauspicious righty. This one misses above the letters. Hartman hitting .261 on the season. Checks, he couldn't quite pull it, and that one well placed on the inner third, evens up the count at 2-2. I'll tell you what, he's only batting .261, but Hartman gets aboard. His on-base percentage at .564. Whether you're walking, whether you're wearing one, just get aboard.
I just missed there on called third.
Payoff pitch. Swung right through it. Strike three, and that is a West Banco strikeout to begin the ball game.
Good start there by Jaron Hansberger getting that strikeout. That 2-2 pitch was really close, and then kind of elevated that one. Hartman chased one out of the zone there above the letters and got that first strikeout. 6 straight fastballs, all around 82, 83 mile an hour.
So up steps his counterpart, Caden Fritchie. Open stance from the right side. That one had a little bit of bend to it, and I think, the umpire points at him saying he offered strike one.
Good breaking ball right there by Jaron.
Fritchie hitting .258 coming into today's ball game. Is that one just off the outer third? Good miss, though.
Yeah, just a little up.
The 1-1. This one laced out of play. 1-2. All right, so if you are Jaron Hansberger, you're ahead in the count significantly. Do you waste one here? What's his offering going to be?
I think he'll go for the strikeout here. He may come back with another breaking ball.
The 1-2. Ooh, right in between the 1 and 2 in the middle of the back for Caden Fritchie. A hit batter with a 1-2 count gives the Indians their first base runner of the ball game.
Oh, that's one of those. He came back with the breaking ball. Coach Bergman, I think it was a good decision there. Just got away from him. Now that's going to be a second guess in that situation again on that pitch.
So here's Ty Rudisil digging in from the right side, hitting an even .300. And as Coach Bender was telling me, this is the guy in the lineup that has some pop. He's got 4 doubles. As this one well struck to third. Oh, great snare by Rodriguez. They go to second for one, but the throw is a little low. Allegretti making the smart move there, not risking the bad throw. And they get the lead runner 2 away.
Now that was, once again, Xavier did a hard hit ball and fielded it well, and then kind of was afraid to let it go right there and kind of aimed it to second. Drew Allegretti with a great play at second. Had to go down there and pick that off the dirt and saved an error.
So here's Bryce Window, the cleanup man, digging in from the right side. First pitch swinging, he wasn't guessing there. He got a letter-high fastball, just didn't barrel it up as he fouls it straight back. The averages start to dip a bit here as we work our way down the order. Window hitting .200, and this is your cleanup batter.
Yeah, not a lot of batting. As you mentioned, Rudisil, their leading hitter. You said he had 4 doubles.
Yep.
Team only has 8 as a total all season.
Tell you what, the ball came off his bat a little differently, though, didn't it? That was a shot. Rodriguez did a good job to scoop off his shoe tops.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
And big man's going, and nobody's covering second, and that's going to be an easy stolen base. And miscommunication. So the question is that short or second's responsibility there?
Well, the short's going to cover the bag. It's shortstop's bag.
So right now, if you're Jaron Hansberger, I know you're probably not happy, but at 1-2, just concentrate on the hitter here, aren't you?
Just get the hitter right here.
Oh, nasty bender. He swung over the top of it. A nice job by Colt Ward
Great
to make the tag.
Great breaking ball right there by Jaron Hansberger. Get out of that. Get that guy in scoring position, held him there.
So another West Banco strikeouts to end the inning, and no damage done. No runs on no hits, no errors, and one left the board. We're through one half inning. Shawnee nothing. Defiance coming to the plate. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
As we welcome you back to Defiance, there you get a good look at the visiting Shawnee Indians starting pitcher, right-hander Caden Fritchie. Fritchie on the young season, 1-2 with a very respectable 2.93 ERA, 7 walks to 13 strikeouts, so basically a 2-to-1 ratio there. But again, the defense, especially in the early part of the season, but through the better part of it, just hasn't quite been there for Caden Fritchie. Out of the 18 runs he's allowed, only 6 have been earned, Coach. So what that tells me is, number one, opponents have been putting the ball in play, but number two, he's been keeping them in ball games. It's just been a woulda, coulda, shoulda situation.
Yeah, his numbers aren't bad. He's got 14 innings and give up 14 hits and 7 walks, so that's not bad. And that's why his ERA's decent. It's just 18 runs, 6 earned. That's on the defense right there. That's not on the pitcher.
Let's go ahead and set the lineup for the Defiance Bulldogs. Coach Rick Weaver and company will send the following 9 to the plate in this order. Leading things off, it will be Fritchie's counterpart, pitcher Jaron Hansberger. Drew Allegretti will bat second. Colt Ward behind the plate will hit third. Mason Nero will be the DH batting cleanup. James Tracy will hit fifth. Batting sixth, Braden Weaver first base. Daniel Order roaming right field hitting seventh. Chase Brownlee, your shortstop, bats eighth. And Will Horvath, center fielder, hitting in the 9-hole. Let's take a look at the defense for the Shawnee Indians here as it goes as follows. Caden Fritchie finishing his warm-ups. Junior Braden Stiles is behind the plate. From left to right on the infield, how about this, Coach? Sophomore, freshman, junior. Menke at third, Wind out short, Hartman at second, and Rudisil at first. First pitch swinging by Hansberger, sends a high chopper to third. Menke's got it. Across the diamond to Rudisil, one away. The upperclassmen are in the outfield. Senior, sophomore from left to right. Foreman Gladen, Aiden Minnick, and Layden Bender.
I'm still trying to get used to these Shawnee uniforms because I'm looking at them, I'm thinking Fairview's playing or Perrysburg's playing.
Very true, very Perrysburg.
Shawnee's usually red, and they have almost an old gold jersey and black hats.
You could say Purdue.
Yeah, a little Purdue action there. Parkway, but not Lima Shawnee. It says Indians on the front, so
it does.
Obviously it's Shawnee.
This is the right team. Drew Allegretti digging in from the right side, sends a chopper, and Coach Weaver, lays it down in the third base box. Oh, my goodness. Coach.
He's still struggling with that left hand, probably.
I'm going to draw the curtain of charity on there. You can go as far as you want. Allegretti on the season, hitting .235. He's looking at a 1-1 count. This one, a liner, is it? Just foul. Oh, that was extra bases easily if it's about another foot to the right.
Good swing there by Drew Allegretti, though. Hit it around the nose, just barely fouled down that left field line. He's looking for 2 on that one. But good swing. Put a good swing on it.
Well, the breakdown on Caden Fritchie, straight from Coach Bender's lips. He is a 3-pitch mix guy. He's not going to overpower you with his fastball. He's in the upper 70s. If he humps it up, lower 80s. He relies on his curveball. As that one off of his elbow, and I thought for a second they might call him back, but nope. Take your base, young man. So both pitchers with a hit batter in the early going here.
Well, nice job by Drew Allegretti. He just stayed in there and let that. He just wore that curveball right there on his sleeve, and good job there. He's going to be off to the races.
So here's Colt Ward digging in.
Well, I think he's got the back issue, so I don't know. Well, actually, normally he would be off running here, first pitch or second pitch.
I would still say 75 or 80% of Drew Allegretti is better than 100% of most guys on the base paths. Ward digs in right on top of the plate, and they're going to throw over, letting him know that he's aware of him. Finishing off the scout on Caden Fritchie, the fastball in the upper 70s, lower 80s. His curve is more of a hybrid, and he will mix in a change primarily as a show-me pitch. But his out pitch is the bender. As he brings one there and runs it right underneath the fists of Colt Ward. And again, he kind of bit his lower lip there. I don't know if that's one he wishes he had back, but again, if all you can do is pound that straight into the dirt, nothing wrong with hitting behind in the count.
Obviously, there's not a lot of scouting goes on in high school baseball, especially till tournament time. But the right fielder is standing on the line down here, and Colt likes to go the other way. He's a gap guy. So,
as a matter of fact, the entire outfield is playing him to pull the ball. Allegretti off with a great jump, head first in, and Braden Stiles didn't really have a chance there. A stolen base for Drew Allegretti as the go-ahead run now standing in scoring position.
That was a good job there by Drew. Got a good jump and stole that easily. Once again, Bulldogs just want to keep putting pressure on that young Shawnee team.
Allegretti. It's this one in the dirt, and a nice stop by Stiles.
Colt's got that 2-1 count here, Brent. He should be sitting on a fastball, right? Look to drive.
That stolen base is Allegretti's third of the season. He's a perfect 3 for 3, getting a decent secondary lead here. This one, a high fly ball lifted into left center field. Gladen's got a beat on it, and he misplays the ball. It's off the heel of his mitt. We'll wait and see if they'll wave Allegretti around third. They will. A throw will not come. Allegretti slides home with the game's first run.
Well, just a routine fly ball to left field, and you could kind of tell the left fielder was struggling a little bit and tried this one-handed, and it was right off his glove, and two-base error.
Two-base error brings the run home. It's not earned, but it counts just the same on the scoreboard. And it's 1-0 Bulldogs. Well, again, I'm looking up at the sky here, Coach, and it's very cloudy, very gray. Is that maybe going to be an issue for outfielders on anything hitting the air?
Not really. It's actually easier the cloudier it is. Okay. When you have no clouds, it makes it a lot tougher in the high sky. You good. He just missed it.
Monroe digging in, 0-1. This one misses downstairs. Taking a look at Mason's average on the season. Hitting .333 now, a small sample size. He's only played in 5 games.
Yeah, it's his first start at DH.
Yep. Got him out on his front foot, and that one fouled straight down into the dirt, 1-2. We're watching a lot of these guys take BP in the cages earlier this afternoon. He was one I kind of kept my eye on, trying to shorten up that swing, make it nice and compact. Take a look at a guy like a Ward who's standing at second base. Just a smooth, easy swing. I don't want to say longer, but quick. And then you watch a guy like James Tracy, who, again, just has a ton of what you'd think would be raw power. So many different hitting styles on this roster.
Yeah, James definitely has power.
Hands got a little dead on him on a couple pitches, but I'm thinking Coach Weaver had something to do with that. He was taking live BP. It's a swing and a miss. Nice job by Fritchie to pull a string. And that is a West Banco strikeout, 2 away.
That was a nice little breaking ball by Fritchie right there. And once again, he's kind of in a situation he's been in all year. He actually should be out of this inning right now. He's getting 3 outs, and now you got to get that 4th out with that air. And that's where damage is done a lot.
So with 2 down and a runner at second, up steps the 5-hole and left fielder James Tracy. Just a mountain of a young man. Takes a strike just below the knees. He was a guy, again, during live BP. I was watching Coach Weaver throw it. I'm not sure how his arm stayed on it. He said he got a shot of cortisone before he threw BP today, so says he's feeling good.
Just nice he's throwing because he never threw BP for the 25 years we were together.
Out of necessity now, right? This one misses in the dirt, and I think Styles got crossed up. Again, you got a man at second, and this is where you go out and talk to your pitcher and make sure you're down on the second sign indicator. And I think Styles was looking for something else, and he got a bender, and he was lucky to keep in front of that.
Yeah, Fritzy's shown a lot of off speed thus far, and has commanded it pretty well.
So 1-1. Another big insurance run standing at second base here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Tracy. Staying locked in. Fritchie deals. This one a chopper back to the mound. Which he's got it, gloves it, and fields his position well. Score at 1-3 on the putout. And that retires Tracy, and with him the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the first. Not before Defiance, though, breaks the scoreboard first. They get 1 run on no hits. 1 error and 1 left aboard. 1 in the books. Bulldogs 1, Indians nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
There you get a good look from our backstop camera. Welcome back. Defiance, the location. Western Buckeye League Baseball, the occasion. Pleased to bring you aboard here on DCTV Sports. Brent Balbinot alongside Coach Tom Help. Working our way towards the month of May. Before you know it, we're going to blink in about another 2 or 3 days here before the end of this week, Coach. We are into May, and all of a sudden you're going to start to, not to put the cart before the horse, but the realization then starts to hit a lot of these players and these teams. We're a couple of weeks out from the start of the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the good part, it used to be, we would be drawing right now for up till about 6-8 years ago. Tournament started end April 1st of May and moved the season back, and that makes it a lot better. We talked about that the last game, but make it a lot better getting your regular season. You don't have to push and play in such a bad weather all the time. And
well, and it's a given this far north of the Mason-Dixon line, you are going to lose games to the weather.
Yeah.
So to understand, how do we make these up? Where do we make these up? Because what often happens, you're cramming a ton of games into a very short amount of time over the last 2 weeks of the regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd rather be doing that later in May because that's when you start the good weather and you want to play every day. And then your arms are in shape. You got guys who can go complete games now. In April you can't. And so
just good on the OHSAA is what you're trying to say?
Yes, we tried to get it moved back 2 weeks, and we got 1 week out of them, which helped. It helped.
Well, we'll have to call Tim Street. Top of the second. Defiance breaking the scoreboard in the bottom of the last frame on a key error. So now Jaron Hansberger will get set to deal to 5, 6, and 7. Luke Menke will lead it off. Aiden Minnick on deck. Braden Stiles in the holes. Menke looking at a 1-0 count. Make it 1-1 with a fastball right down central. Boy, that was center cut. And I'm not sure if Menke was looking for something else, but boy, I'll bet he wishes he had that pitch back. There's a bender that stays upstairs, popped up, and we'll get out of play behind home plate. Menke coming into this afternoon, hitting a little under, wow, holy cow. I was going to say a little under 100. .069.
Yeah, the stat that really sticks out to him. He struck out 19 times.
And he was way late on that pitch. Strike 3, another West Banco strikeout.
Strikeout number 3 for Jaron. Just threw the fastball right by him, Brent.
Always good to get that lead off, man.
Yes.
So here's Minnick digging in from the right side.
We talked about those percentages the last time.
We did. And Minnick hitting even less than his counterpart. 0.50. This is where you just have to be patient at the plate. And how do you get a young man who's really struggling at the plate like that to get some confidence? What's your approach, or at least the approach you want him to take?
You hope the pitcher throws balls.
Okay. All right.
I mean, obviously it's a process, and, shorten it up, put the ball in play, give yourself a chance.
Hansberger didn't give him any. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. He carved him up on 3 straight, another West Banco strikeout, and just like that, there's 2 away.
Catcher number 5, Brandon Stiles.
Jared was strikeout number 4. 6 hitters, 4 Ks.
So here's Braden Stiles. Catcher digging in from the right side. Stiles hitting 0.59.
It's tough to score a lot of runs when, it's rough enough if you're under 200, but 3 or 4 guys in the lineup hitting under 100. That's a good pitch right there. Good fastball down by Jaron, just missed.
And you saw the reaction to Jaron. He kind of cocked his head sideways. He thought he had that one. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Got out on his front foot a little bit there. 2-1. So, again, even good hitters, your best hitters are going to say they're not going up to the plate guessing. But when you are struggling at the plate, is it just a matter of looking at zoning up, I guess, for lack of a better term? Pretend you got a 3-0 count. You're really looking for one pitch in one spot. Is it that simple? How do you coach a young man to try and hit his way out of a slump?
Hit a lot every day.
Wow.
It's practice. It really is. It's a process. It really is. It's not. It just is. It's hard. Hitting is the hardest thing in all of sport to do.
Absolutely.
It's the hardest thing in all of sport to do. And then when you're struggling, it really makes it tough. Now, when you only have 9 guys on the team, you're probably not going to lose your job.
Pulled a string. He did not go, I don't believe. They'll appeal down to first, and he did not. He's worked the count 3-2. I guess the point I'm getting at, and you just hear from the dugout, go right after him. Don't waste a pitch here. We'll wait and see, but my guess is fastball, can you catch up to it? It's upstairs, ball 4.
That's what you hope for when you're hitting an 0.59 right there, Brent.
So here's Landon Bender digging in. Lights are on here at Defiance.
Right fielder, number 10.
Bender has yet to establish a batting average. He's only had 2 at-bats.
In his defense, he's just probably got called up from the JVs.
Yep.
So this is Coach Bender's nephew.
Quick throw over to first, and wow.
Joe's son playing at Marion University down in Indianapolis.
Good D2 school.
Yep.
Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're ranked in the top 25 right now.
Yeah, I think they are, yep. Yeah, it's a good school.
Well, Coach Bender said the numbers are a little thin this year, but he said his JV has 14, so he's got a little bit of depth coming up through the pipeline.
He's got a lot of guys up, young guys up here. So
swing and a miss on a 1-0 count. Pitches come in a little quicker at the varsity level, don't they?
They're just overmatched with their age and overmatched at this level yet. He needed some of those basketball players to play baseball because they had some good ones. The Bertkey boys were really good baseball players growing up, and then I think the older one played through his freshman or sophomore year. The younger one never did play in high school, but, that's what happens. You got Lima's a basketball town, and Shawnee is right now. They've been hit with the basketball. They've been really good in basketball, and they're playing a lot of, got AAU basketball, a lot of things going on.
Well, nice job by Colt Ward to try and frame up that pitch, but he did not get the call on the outer third, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-1 count. And we'll see Hansberger trying to prevent 2 straight walks. Young man takes, and now it's full.
Well, the runner's going to be going here, so you don't want a gapper.
And Hansberger, most likely, he steps off. All right. I was going to say, you got to expect another fastball here. Payoff pitch downstairs. Hansberger upset with himself as he struck out the first 2 hitters, made quick work of the Shawnee lineup, but now 2 straight full counts, 2 straight walks. The tying run is at second. The go-ahead run aboard for the 9-hole, Corbin Gladen.
Gladen hitting 150. which is the best hitter by average out of the bottom of the order.
Yep. Clayton doesn't have an RBI on the season, but ducks on the pond here. The tying run is in scoring position at second. Brownlee over to try and hold. Swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of that pitch.
Good job getting ahead right there. That was a. I don't think it was a break. I think it was a changeup. It was a good
I think so. Yep. The 0-1. Hansberger comes home. There you speed his bat up then. That was a great setup pitch, followed up by an even better one. Now ahead in the count 0-2. What do you expect? And don't say a strike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Glenn had a nice swing there, so he's not gonna get that pitch again. He might. I think that was our changeup.
The 0-2. Well, he came right at him,
Yep.
fouled away. Now, again, we talked a little bit about this last week, and I think I also talked about this with Coach Mag. The best way I could describe it, I was watching a pitching clinic once, was the strike zone put up. And 6 pitches all within the strike zone. And the instructor called that command. As this one, a slow roll at a second, flipped over, Weaver. Boy, that kind of downplayed in slow motion there, didn't it?
Well, that was one of those plays, not a hard hit ball to the right side, and Braden did the initial right thing of going to the ball. Then he saw Drew Allegretti was going to be able to get that a second. He had to rush back. He was running with his back to the ball, and then Drew got it. It's going to be a close play. He got turned. The ball's jumping and everything else when you're running and trying to get to the bag. But he played that perfectly.
They got it done, and with it, no damage done. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. We're through 1.5. Defiance 1, Shawnee nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Field. Umpire behind the plate.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to find out who he is because he's calling one heck of a ball game. Welcome back to Defiance as we head to the bottom of the second. 1 run on no hits, no errors for the host Bulldogs. No runs on no hits, 1 key error for the visiting Indians. Caden Fritchie back on the bump, and it's not that he threw a bad first inning, but a fly ball that should have been caught. Again, a free base that was given up by a hit batter, and next thing you know, an unearned run comes across. But score counts just the same as if it was 3 straight singles, and we'll wait and see what the 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters can do. Braden Weaver, Daniel Orta, and Jace Brownlee to take their first cuts against Caden Fritchie.
Well, you hit it, Brent. It was 2 free bases there in that first inning, and that's what Shawnee did not want to do. They just make the routine plays and was not able to do that.
Yep. And as a pitcher, you have to have a short memory sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, I thought he handled it well. Obviously, he's probably seen it a little bit, but I thought his demeanor was very good on that. Didn't get frustrated.
So Braden Weaver digs in, our player profile, batting from the left side. He's had some crucial hits for this Defiance team over the past couple of weeks. Matter of fact, our last broadcast here a couple weeks ago, he had what ended up being the game winner against Wapakoneta.
Yeah, he's been swinging it well lately. He's up to 286 now.
Righty-lefty matchup. Takes this one in the cellar.
Braden and Colt Ward, both left-handed hitters, both have very good eyes. They don't swing at many bad pitches.
1-1. Got him out on his front foot a little bit there. Fouled away, 1-2.
Another off-speed pitch there.
Well, and again, Fritchie's not going to overpower you. Operates in the upper 70s. Coach Bender said lower 80s if he really humps it up. Brings one there, and this one a solid line drive into center field. Minnick will play it on a hop, and that's just a great piece of 2-strike hitting Weaver aboard with the leadoff hit here in the second.
Yeah, Fritchie tried it. I haven't seen anything in the upper 70s. His fastball's been mainly 74, 75. He threw the fastball right down the middle there on 1-2, and Braden did a good job right back up the box.
And what do we got here? Conversation. Daniel Orta is scheduled to be
Pinch
we're going to
runner.
have a pinch runner. Weaver waiting for somebody to come
I would
relieve him.
imagine Johnny Kistner. He usually runs for Braden.
And this is number 28, Spencer Shepard.
Playing first base for Defiance.
Switching up the pinch runners even tonight.
Absolutely. Keeping you on your toes. So Orta will dig in from the left side. Back-to-back lefties to open up the inning. This one, a strike at the letters.
Another fastball, right, 73.
Orta hitting right at the Mendoza line entering today's contest at 200. This one off the mark. Shepard has been used primarily in relief on the base paths. Whoa, and he's back quickly.
Danny Orta's getting a start in the last 3 or 4 games. Just has 10 at bats on the season. Sophomore is going to be a good young sophomore. He's going to be a good player.
1-1, runner goes. Throw down to second. It comes on a hop. Window made the most of it, but just too good a jump by Spencer Shepard. He's into second with a stolen base. I'm talking with Coach Weaver during the pregame interview. I said, has anybody jumped out and surprised you this year? Not that you didn't think they didn't have talent, but really even surprised you ahead of the curve as he shows bunt. And this one's going to be a wild pitch. Did it hit him? It hit him. Down to first. And Orta's name was the one that Coach Weaver mentioned. And they're going to send Shepard back to second base with the ball being dead by the hit batter.
Well, I think he's earned himself in that lineup because he goes hard, he's scrappy, does all the little things, and that stands out to coaches. I would say Jace Brownlee got first, second, no ball. He's in a bunting situation. Jace has kind of struggled after a hot start at the plate. He's kind of struggled lately, so this would be a good opportunity to move a couple runners over, take a little pressure off.
Corners are in. Brownlee squares, and this one downstairs.
Once again, looking to bunt down third. That third baseman's got to read where the bunt is.
Yep. It's Caden Fritchie in a bit of a jam. Just surrendering a leadoff single and then hitting a batter, and this bender squirts out of the mitt of Styles. Impossible to frame it if you can't keep it. This is going to be 2-0. And this is one of those situations where we always heard our coaches say they're trying to give you an out. Just be around the plate. The 2-0. He pulls back, and by his reaction, he didn't think that was a strike, but just the same, the home plate umpire does. 2-1. Corners, especially Rudisil at first, in. He's about 5 feet in on the grass. Squaring to bunt, and this one's a beauty. Third base side. Fritchie up with it. Very close play at first, and he beats it out.
That's a great job by the sophomore Jace Brownlee. A perfect bunt down third, made that pitcher get there, and he runs really well. And that's a great way to get out of a hitting slump, is a bunt hit right there.
Yep. So now the base is loaded, still with nobody out for Will Horvath. And a chance for some much-needed insurance. 2 runners in scoring position, still nobody down.
Well, back in that 9 spot where he's comfortable, he was at leadoff for a few games with Drew Allegretti out.
Batting .296. This one, lazy up the middle. Hartman's got it, and the ball is dropped. Window had it and dropped it. Everybody is going to be safe as Shepard comes home to score the second run of the game. And what were we talking about?
Yeah, that's just a
Make
routine.
the routine play.
Could have been a double play and just blew the routine flip right there. It was a good flip. Shortstop just didn't catch it.
At the very least, that should be 1 out. You were talking about the potential double play, but you at least want to get the lead there.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have turned two with Horvath running, but once again, he got the ground ball right there and exactly what you want. You know, as things go for Shawnee, they continue to go again tonight. You know, 44 errors coming into this game. You can tack on a couple more. Both of them have caused runs.
Yep.
So you had the error and the hit batter in the first inning. This inning, you got the hit batter and another error. And now
the lineup rolls over.
Now you got crooked numbers coming up big time.
So here's Hansberger with a chance to really help out his own cause. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Hansberger with runners aboard has been exemplary this season. 538, 7 for 13. First pitch swinging, a shot up the middle, and this will score at least one. Minnick comes up with it. He's going to throw home, and it's not going to be in time. And a heads-up play by everybody trailing on the base paths to take the extra 90 feet. Hansberger with a 2 RBI single as Orta and Brownlee come home to make it 4-0.
Yeah, so great job on Jaron jumping on that fastball right up the middle. Then another, mental mistake by Shawnee not hitting the cutoff and allowing the runner Hansberger to move to second on the throw.
Keeping the pressure on. Here's Allegretti. First pitch swinging, a shot to short. Gobbled up by Window. Long throw, nice stretch by Rudisill. And they get the second out. But it does bring home another run as Horvath comes home with the Bulldogs' 5th of the ball game.
Actually, that's the first out, Brent.
I'll check that.
Yeah.
It is the first out, excuse me. I was looking at at-bats instead of outs. I'm not going to give anybody any extras here this afternoon. As digging in, Ward. High fly ball slicing towards the left field line. Nice running catch by Gladen. It'll go down as a sac fly.
We'll take that sac fly. Yep. Another ribby.
Hansberger comes home. That's manufacturing a few. So base is empty. 2 down. And here's Mason Nort. Seeing if he can restart the cycle here. First pitch swinging fouled straight back. Damage being done. Largely due to some Shawnee miscues here in this inning. Swing and a miss. He pulled a string. Nort talking to himself right now.
Yeah, Mason's in a hole right here, 0-2. What he's got to do is just shorten up a little bit and put the ball in play against Shawnee. Try to make a mistake.
0-2.
Bulldog's going to be able to run, so it's about an automatic double if you get on base.
Out on his front foot, off a second hop, long throw, and he legs out an infield single. Now this throw goes up the line, and a heads-up play by Nort to stay put. As he legs out the infield single. And the Bulldogs just keep the pressure on.
Yeah, good job by Mason. Just did what he needed to do. Put the ball on the ground right there, use his wheels, and beat that out. Not a real strong arm on the left side there for Shawnee. Nope. So if you get the ball on the left side, you got a chance to beat some out.
4th hit of the inning. As here's James Tracy digging in from the right side. Got him out on his front foot. That one, it's about a 59-footer. And I know it's tough as a batter sometimes because you see that thing, you see the seam sitting so fat, and you're like, that's looking pussy. Yeah. But yet, it's not a strike.
And you see some runs on the board. You can't wait to get up there.
This one well struck at second base, and they will get the lead runner as Hartman flips to Wildow. And that will do it on the fielder's choice. Score at 4-6. For the third and final out of the inning, but not before Defiance comes up big. 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 left aboard. We are through 2. Defiance 6, Shawnee nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Back at Defiance, still got plenty of sunlight. Mother Nature cooperating after some storms last night, but the lights are on. And so is Defiance's offense. A 5-spot in the bottom of that last frame as we head to the top of the third. Jaron Hansberger with a half a dozen run lead as he will deal to the top of the order. Cooper Hartman, Caden Pritchie, and Ty Rudisill taking their second cuts of the ball game against the Defiance right-hander. Hartman struck out swinging to lead off the ball game. Mitt pops upstairs off the mark. Cooper Hartman, good ball player. As a matter of fact, if the name sounds familiar to you, it should. His dad is the head coach at the University of Northern Ohio.
Huh.
So there's some good bloodlines in the family.
Didn't know that.
Now you do.
There
We always try and educate our viewers.
Yeah, I learned something today. Good deal.
Absolutely. 101. This one misses above the letters. Ball 2. Boy, right on top of the plate. He's taking away the outer third. And this one, Hansberger tries to hump it up and misses way out of the zone, and it's 3-1. Hansberger deals, and after the long layoff, maybe trying to refine his muscle memory as he walks the leadoff hitter here in the third.
Yeah, it's the dreaded leadoff walk right there. Something you don't want to do after you put up a 5-spot.
Yep.
Hey, don't worry about it. You'll be all right.
We talked about this a couple weekends ago. Again, it's going to be next to impossible to find prep numbers with basically as expansive as the sport is across the country. But do you remember what the percentage of not just leadoff walks, but leadoff men in the majors
you said
come around to score?
It went like
it was 39 to 41%.
Yeah, let's just say like 40%.
Which was a little higher than I would have thought.
It was a little higher than I thought at the big league level.
Sure, you're talking the best. Now, do you remember what it was at the college level?
It was like upper 50s, wasn't it?
It was over 50. I think it was 54%. So this one popped up, and a nice job by Ward to drip back, and he wanted two. That's a heads-up play. He didn't even ditch the mask as he went up close to the backstop. Hauls it in foul territory for a nifty play for the first out.
Yeah, a heads-up play there by Colt, doing a good job with those. And it's in high school baseball, the old pop-up to the catcher. It's you never know. And but he's a good one back there. And then taking a look at that throw behind that runner, sometimes they get lazy. There was no need with the foul ball for that guy to even be off base.
So one down. Here's Rudisill. This is the guy that's got some pop in the bat, and we saw it in his first at bat. He pulled a shot on one hop down to Rodriguez at third. This one misses around the shoe tops.
Yeah, their first 4 hitters in their lineup aren't bad. They they put the ball in play. They get to that bottom there is where they've been struggling.
He's got half the team's doubles this season with 4. This one runs him inside. Did he actually offer? He pulled back, and
he did a good job keeping his bat back there. His shoulders moved, but his hands stayed back.
Entering tonight's contest, hitting an even 300. Hansberger stepping off, trying to regather himself.
Go at this guy.
Ground ball up the middle would be a pitcher's best friend right now. Ooh, a late swing, snap throw down to first, and a good pick by Weaver. Boy, that short hop, the Defiance first baseman, and he just saved 90 feet.
Yeah, good aggressive throw there by Colt Ward. Good job by Braden Weaver. Picking that, saving a base.
2-1. Infield pinching up the middle. Good movement, and boy, you just saw Rudisill's reaction. They're going, no way.
Yeah, that's
strike
good,
2.
Good 83-mile-an-hour fastball right down to the knees.
See if he doubles him up here, at least location-wise. 2-2 on the way. Hansberger deals. He elevated, and he got away with one. Fouled straight down the dirt.
Get back to the breaking ball right there. Just hung it a little. But 2-2, you're trying to throw a curveball for a strike right there. Not really a strikeout.
So Hansberger will try it again. This is the one guy in the lineup for Shawnee that you don't want to make a mistake to. And he challenged him, chopped down. Not to say that you want to make a mistake to anybody. That's no disrespect to Shawnee, but I'm saying this is the one guy in the lineup with some pop. He can hurt you if you make a mistake.
Oh, man, here we go. Let's go, Jay. Come on, kid.
So we'll do it again. Wow.
I like the aggressiveness.
3-2. Hansberger just looks like he's fighting himself a little bit.
Yeah, he has. He's been able to escape, 3 walks and a hit batter so far here in the third, through 2 in the third.
Payoff pitch on the way, and he missed upstairs. And the body language for the first time tonight, Jaron just throws his arms up and he turns his back to home plate, and he's upset with himself. This is where maybe a visit by your catcher might pay dividends. Ward's not going to come out. And right now, if you're Jaron Hansberger, deep breath. A ground ball, in effect, can get you out of this inning.
Yeah, he's fine. He's a senior veteran. He's just frustrated himself. He isn't a guy that walks many guys.
So runners at first and second. Here's the cleanup hitter, Bryce Windial, digging in. Hansberger, deep breath. Comes out from the belt. Brings a first pitch bender, and that was nasty. Strike one.
He's had really good command of his breaking ball. Probably better command of his than he has his fastball. When he's kept his fastball down, he's thrown a lot of strikes. It's when he's gotten it up is when he's missed.
Oof, and that one, second hit batter of the ball game, and the bases all of a sudden are loaded.
Yeah, just not committing on that breaking ball. It was a breaking ball. Just probably dropped his arm a little bit and it just spun. Didn't do much right there.
And now we're going to have a visit to the mound from Coach Weaver. Well, he was just off and rolling through the first inning and 2/3, Coach. I mean, he struck out the first 2 hitters in the second inning in short order, a couple of walks, and then got a ground ball. But again, a leadoff walk here in the third, a nifty play by Ward to keep the damage to a minimum, and then back-to-back, well, I take that, a walk and a hit batter. And the conversation is quick, but he's got nowhere to put Luke Menke right now.
He's just got to go at him. He got Menke and Minnick, the next 2 hitters, get them to strike out there in the second to start the second inning and just get back in the groove. You got a 6-run lead,
Again, you don't need a strikeout here.
No, just
pitch to contact.
Yeah, yep. And that's not that he's not trying, that's for sure. Sometimes it's tougher than it looks.
So here's Menke digging in from the right side. He's 0 for 1, a strikeout victim to lead off the second. Hansberger from the belt. Whew. Well, whatever the visit was, it paid dividends there.
Yeah.
Coming in at about 83.
He might just stay with that.
Why not?
Menke just an 069 hitter, so that's a bingo, isn't it?
Squares to bunt. This one popped up. They're going to go home, and nifty athletic play by Hansberger. In one smooth motion, fielded it as he was kind of parallel to the ground, flips to Ward, and they get the force out at home.
That was a great play by Jaron Hansberger. Rarely do you see a squeeze with the bases loaded, especially down 6. He's probably just not having a lot of counts. That hitter may be a good bunter. Actually, it was a good bunt. And actually popped it up a little bit. And looked like it was going to be a tough, impossible play at home. And still got him.
So 2 down, but the runners remain at every station for the Indians as the 6-hole Aiden Minnick digs in and takes a first pitch strike. Minnick also 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Hansberger has labored here in the third, but 1 out away from getting out of the frame with no damage done as a bender is swung on and fouled straight down, and now he's got him where he wants him 0-2.
Might go fastball up right here.
Try and change eye level.
Nope.
Well, he brought a bender.
Yep.
Cal remains 0-2.
He's hit a couple guys with 2 strikes on breaking balls. I didn't know if Coach Bergen would come back with that or not.
Probably won't give him back-to-back, will he?
I don't know.
Maybe?
I think it may come back fastball up.
I was thinking the same thing. And he does, and he blows it right by him, strike 3. A Wes Banco strikeout. And despite the white-knuckle ride here in the top of the 3rd for Jaron Hansberger, he escapes the inning unscathed. No runs on no hits, no errors, and the bases left loaded for Shawnee. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Defiance leading by half a dozen, 6-0. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Back at Defiance, we head to the bottom of the 3rd. 6 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the host Bulldogs. No runs on no hits, 2 errors, and a key situation in the top of this inning that the Indians very well may look back on. They had the bases loaded with less than 2 outs and were unable to bring home a run. And now back on the bump. Caden Fritchie can't score from the hill. His job is to keep it where it's at.
The difference, Ben, is defense. So, both teams have had a lot of runners on base. Defiance has made plays when they've had to or gotten a big strikeout, and Shawnee has not. And that's really the difference why it's 6-0.
6, 7, and 8. Weaver, Orta, and Brownlee scheduled to take their 2nd cuts of the afternoon against the Shawnee hurler.
And Fritchie's right on. He's given up 6 runs, but only 2 earned. Kind of what the whole season has been for him.
One of frustration for he and his teammates. Well, this is the portion of the lineup that helped get things jump-started with that 5 spot an inning ago.
Yeah, Braden Weaver got it started last thing with that line drive up the middle of center field.
This one pulled, slow roller down to first. Nice job to stay low on it. Here's Sick, kicks the cushion for the first out. Well, 2 out of 3 innings. Fritchie has retired the leadoff man for Shawnee, so we'll see if that's an omen of things to come here as Daniel Orta digs in. Orta wore one a frame ago, was one of 5 Bulldogs to come around and score. Big sweeping frisbee gets dirty, although technically it's turf, but you know what I'm talking about.
You still get dirty with that black rubber.
You betcha.
You actually get dirtier, your uniforms.
The 1-0. Fritchie deals out of the stretch even with nobody aboard. Ooh, he pulled a string, got him way out on his front foot, strike 1.
The moms like that rubber that comes home in their shoes and goes all over the floor.
Crumb rubber's just nasty. And it clings to everything.
Yeah.
It's almost like you need a magnet to get it off. 1-1. Boy, he's really playing with location and speed. Orta was unable to pull the trigger there, and he's down on the count, 1-2.
Yeah, Fritchie has not pitched badly.
No. 1-2 on the way.
Only been a couple balls hit hard off him. Braden Weaver's hit and Jaron Hansberger's 2-run RBI.
Well, despite 2 errors, ironically, also I'd say probably the 3rd best hit is this one. Chopped high down to 3rd. A lot of spin on it. Quick throw. Wow! Luke Menke just made a tough play look very easy.
Yeah, he let that one go. He got rid of it in a hurry. That was going to be Danny Orta running there from the left side, and he runs pretty well. And that high chopper, I thought that was going to be a base hit for sure. But good job by Menke right there. Get rid of it and put a little juice on it.
So here's Brownlee digging in. 1 for 1 with a bunt single. Nobody aboard and 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Takes a big sweeper for a ball. And again, you see a play like that, and you think, wow, this team's got some talent. And I was going to go back to, you mentioned 2 hard hit balls. I'd say Colt Ward had that slicing line drive down the left field line that had a nice catch by Gladen. This one a high fly ball. Speaking of Gladen, and he's misjudged it, and he stays with it at the last second. Just as I'm talking you up, kid. Absolutely, you better make the play. He hauls it in, and look at this. For the first time this afternoon, Defiance goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 3 are in the books. Half a dozen the lead for the host Bulldogs. We'll see what the Indians have in store in the top of the 4th when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Well, there you get a good look at the visitors' dugout. Shawnee Indians entering today's contest with just 2 wins on the young season against 10 losses. However, those 2 wins were in Western Buckeye League play. They come in at 2-3. On the flip side, the Bulldogs 6-4, but 3-1. And there you get a good look at a smiling Jaron Hansberger.
Yeah, Shawnee had a nice win Friday against Salina, 1-0, and I thought maybe that was, that could springboard them in. And obviously, they had to play pretty good defense Friday to hold a team, to shut out a team.
There are 2 wins on the season, as we mentioned, coming in the Western Buckeye League. That 1-0 win, as Coach was talking about, versus Salina. And then go back a few weeks as they were at Kenton, a 6-2 victory. And they've been in some ball games. I mean, their first 3 ball games, let's make that first 2, were competitive. And then they hit a streak versus Coldwater, St. John's, and Greenville, where not only could they not put any offense up, but they surrendered double-digit runs.
Yeah, Coldwater and St. John's they're pretty good, too.
7, 8, and 9, bottom third of the order here in the top of the 4th. Braden Stiles, the catcher. Oh, no official at bat as he drew a walk his last trip up. Takes strike 1.
Jared needs a 1-2-3 inning right here.
Could use a clean inning. Well, a good firm fastball. Strike 2. That one got on him quickly. Oh, 2. Hansberger working out of the windup. Brought a bender. Ground ball up the middle, ranging over. Allegretti sets, fires. Bang, bang, play at first, but they get him by a step.
Yeah, nice play there by Drew Allegretti. Had to go up the middle a little bit, backhand, and set his feet right there, and then let it fly. Showed that good arm he has.
Well, for a catcher, Stiles was picking him up and laying him down, but he's out number 1. Here's Landon Bender. No official at bat as well. He drew a walk his last trip up. Hansberger sets, wants to work quickly, and this one squirts out of the mitt of Colt Ward. Looking ahead for both these 2 teams, up next on Friday, the Indians will be home versus Wapakoneta. A little bit more action later this week for the Bulldogs. It's Thursday, they're home, out-of-conference play against Central Catholic. Coach Jeff Milcarrick and company going to make the bus ride down 24. And then Friday back into WBL play as they will travel to Kenton. 1-1. A little low.
Good pitch right there. He's gotten that a couple times tonight. Maybe a little below the knees there.
What was your philosophy when you were coaching as far as number of games you wanted your guys to get within a week? Because obviously you want to get some non-conference in. You can't make a schedule strictly off of WBL action, but how much was just enough, in your opinion?
You like to get 3 in, usually not more than 4. It was a good, for years we had to play 27 games in 23 dates, so you had to play 4 doubleheaders, which we absolutely hated.
Sure.
Because it was rotten weather, but you had to play. Because you still only got 23 dates. So
32. Got him looking. Strike at the knees. West Banco backwards K. Finish that thought, though, because you know you're going to have to make up some games from early in the season due to weather.
But like
right?
back then, you could only make up one of the two because you still could only play 23 dates. It was the dumbest rule ever, and they finally got rid of that thing. And then you didn't have to. Then they gave you 27 games, 27 days, so you could get rid of the doubleheaders if you wanted to. And the bad part about the doubleheaders, not the doubleheaders are bad, but it's because if it got bad weather, you lose 4 games.
Sure.
If you have 4 bad Saturdays, you only get to make up 4 of those.
1-0 to the 9-hole. Make it 1-1 as Gladen swings over the top.
But 3 or 4 games a week are good.
Okay. You want to mix in a little bit of practice time every now and then, don't you?
Yeah, but once you get playing, you want to play.
Players want to play.
Yep.
This one, a little humpback liner on one hop, charging in. Brownlee throws off his back foot, and they got him. Nifty play, and the Bulldogs flashing some pretty fancy leather here in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. No change in our score. Defiance 6, Shawnee nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
There you get a good look at Caden Fritchie, the ace of the Shawnee staff. He has not pitched that badly, but a couple of crucial errors, and by his own admission, a couple of free bases have cost him so far here tonight. As Defiance leads by a score of 6-0. It will be the 9-hole Will Horvath to lead it off. Lineup turns over. Jaron Hansberger on deck and Drew Allegretti in the hole. Now, Horvath had been hitting at the top of the order earlier in the season. So not your prototypical 9-hole hitter. He came into this one hitting just below 300. He reached on an error back in the second, scored one of those 5 runs that the Bulldogs used to help blow this one open.
But actually, early, Brent, he was actually in the 9-hole, and then really was swinging it well. And then Drew Allegretti was the leadoff, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
And then Will kind of filled in there. And now with Drew back, give him, because that 9-hole is important. That's not like Pee Wee or Little.
No, it's not an automatic out.
That's a 9-hole's a big part of the lineup.
As a matter of fact, after that first inning, it becomes an extra leadoff hitter.
Yep, you want that 9-hole, man. Yeah, for the top of the order, you don't want an automatic out there. That's for sure.
1-0 the count to the lefty, digs in, slightly closed stance, tied on the plate. And this one paints the black on the outside, strike 1. Lights are on here at Defiance. We haven't had much sunlight. As this one, a bender misses in the cellar, ball 2. They turned these on, at least an inning, maybe an inning and a half ago. What a huge luxury.
Yeah.
You just like a proud papa when this thing was built, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, it was.
There's a strike.
Still disbelief. And very appreciative.
Was there anything that you didn't get that you would have liked added to this?
No, not really.
I was going to say, you got a hitting facility with 6 cages.
You'd be pretty greedy if you wanted more, that's for sure.
Speed got him out on his front foot, but he caught just enough of it to foul it away. Turfed everywhere you look. Enough room for bullpens down both the right and left field foul lines. Lights, as we mentioned. And this is a Division I college level facility. So this one got him on his front foot again. High, lazy fly into shallow center field, but they're playing him deep on the run, and Minnick makes a tremendous diving catch.
That was a nice catch there by the center fielder. That was a tough play. That was one of those, probably the ball was for the second base or shortstop, but the wind blowing out carried enough out there, but a great play.
Well, I wasn't sure he was going to get to it. That thing held up forever, and that tells you how deep Minnick was playing.
Yep.
You can't coach speed. And he's got some.
No, he did a good job. That's a tough play. Full route, sprint, and getting to that ball and catching it.
So here's Hansberger digging in. 1 for 2, first pitch swinging. Tomahawks it to short. Backhanded by Window across the diamond. And Shawnee's 1 out away from consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings.
Yeah. Retired, 6 in a row?
Yep. Make the routine play, right?
Yep. I mean, this could be very easily a 2-0 game. Could actually be a 2-1, 2-2 game if they would have got it big hit when they had some base runners. But
so here's Allegretti digging in. Hit by a pitch and scored the game's first run all the way back in the first. Grounded out to short an inning later as he squares the bunt and takes in the dirt.
Like that idea out of Drew. Gets that third baseman maybe sleeping down there.
Well, I tell you what, Mankey is now in a couple steps. He's about a foot off the grass, and now he's in on the grass. The 1-0. Swinging away. Grounded up the middle and off the chest, but staying with it. Nice stretch by Rudisill at first, and he hauls in Wildown's throw, and indeed, we've got our second straight 1-2-3 inning. Fritchie in a groove, and it looks like his defense starting to feel it just a bit more as well. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We'll head to the top of the fifth. 6-0 Defiance. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
So we welcome you back. Defiance, the location. WBL baseball, the occasion. Top of the fifth. And if my wife is watching, one of her favorite musical artists with the playover music, Michael Bublé. Nothing says a day at the ballpark like Michael Bublé, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Ham and Bubbly, like that Saturday Night Live skit with him and John Hamm. I will say this. I took her for Valentine's. It was a Valentine's gift like a month later. I took her to see him in concert at Kansas City at, is it it's not Rupp Arena. What is the arena there? But he can entertain. Let's put it that way. He's an entertainer.
Way to be a good husband and make the rest of us look bad.
Well, this was years ago. And when I say years, I mean like over 10.
Quit bragging.
The one thing that I did notice, though, was moms and daughters equally made fools of themselves for the guy's attention. He's got that kind of riz, I think, as the kids say. So here we go. Top of the fifth. Brings up top of the order. Third trip up. Cooper Hartman will dig in from the left side. Caden Fritchie on deck and Ty Rudisill in the hole.
Hartman had a nice AB last inning. Or in the third inning.
Drew a walk.
Yep, leadoff walk. There was a leadoff walk. Didn't score. That didn't happen very often.
Took a great play by Hansbergers. This one's well stroked into right field, but right at Orta. First fly ball of the evening for Shawnee, and it's out number one. But well struck.
Well struck. And what year is he?
Orta is a sophomore.
No, Hartman.
Hartman is I believe he's an upperclassman. No, I take that back. He's a freshman.
Okay, I was going to say he's a good ball player. Well, he coached his son, so.
Exactly. Dad expects nothing less.
Got a nice swing.
Check swing. This one fouled up the first base line from Caden Fritchie. Fritchie hit by a pitch in the first. Fouled out. Up against the backstop on a really nifty play by sophomore catcher Colt Ward. 0-1. Well, all of a sudden, Hansberger's got it back. Isn't that amazing? He is dealing. 0-2. And again, you want a purpose pitch there, don't you?
Yeah, he probably wanted to bury that one. That was a breaking ball. That's not where he wanted to put it, but one slipped away. Every once in a while, he drops his arm a little bit on that breaking ball.
1-2. Routine ground ball on an 18 hopper to short. Brownlee fires across the diamond, 2 away.
Yeah, Jace Brownlee, sophomore. He's smooth at shortstop.
So 2 down. That'll bring up Rudisill.
First baseman Ty Rudisill.
Everyone Coach Weaver and the coaches keep saying he has the same mannerisms as Braden Shaw, who graduated here in 2023,
Okay.
who's at the college, and he does. I'm watching a little more. I see that.
Shaw went to the MAC to play. Was he at Akron? Kent State? Okay, I was trying to remember.
Yep.
Younger brother's playing at Findlay now.
Correct.
So up steps first baseman Ty Rudisil. Again, you can pitch to him now with nobody aboard, but big barrel-chested first baseman. Don't want to miss to him. This one downstairs. Shaw family has some baseball in their blood, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I'm drinking out of a fire hose over 2 years here, but that was one thing that I was taught very, very early.
Especially on the mama's side, the Brunswick side. No offense, John. Just saying, John's a basketball guy.
His words, not mine.
But
2-1. Make it 3-1. But if you need some eyeglasses, perfect place to go, right?
There you go.
3-1, and wow. Now, again, you don't want to give in there, but you don't want to make a mistake.
No, you want to go at him. He didn't want to walk him there.
No, Hansberger's, again, that body language, just upset with himself. He needs to refocus here. Go after Window.
You too, Will. There, perfect. Jay, be alive.
Window. 0 for 1. Struck out in the first. Reached on a hit by pitch in the third.
Jaron's at 84 pitches, which is more than he would like to be throwing here.
Yeah.
Through 5. Not through 5 yet, but you want to stay at below 15 an inning.
He could have shaved a few off in a couple of previous innings, but right now he goes over to first. Get through 5 here. Make this an official game. And with that said, give yourself a chance to get the complete game. It's this one fisted. Slow hopper right back to him as he underhands Hansberger. Despite the one-out walk, takes care of business and turns the Indians away here in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. Defiance looking for some more offense in a 6-0 lead. You're watching DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Nice.
Welcome back, bottom of the 5th. Coach and I just trading stories. He knows a lot more famous people than I do, but I know people who know famous people, so does that count in some regard at all? Maybe not. If I drop your name around town, what's that going to get me?
Not
is the
much.
question.
Not much.
Got any outstanding tabs somewhere?
No.
Is there anywhere I should not drop your name?
Probably.
Is the question.
Probably. I really don't know. I try to stay hidden.
Oh, that is a lie. Okay, that is not true. I can't, and we have it recorded for posterity's sake. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. Meat of the order. 3, 4, and 5 for Defiance. Colt Ward, Mason Nort, and James Tracy. Ward has had a couple of good at-bats. He's reached on an error, laced a well-hit ball that was a tailing liner down the left field line and really had a hit taken away on a nice run and catch by Corbin Gladen. See what he can do to lead it off here. First pitch swing, shot up the middle. Backhanded from his knees by Hartman, and the freshman makes a great play.
Yeah. He's a good player. He's a good player. Hard hit ball there by Colt. Nice little backhand. I liked his footwork right there by Hartman and got up and showed his arm there at second base. He's going to be a good one.
And you notice how smooth that was. A lot of players might rush, get wrong-footed, or throw across their body. Next thing you know, that gets chucked into the first base dugout. The freshman did not there. Realized he had time, and there's where mechanics came into play.
Yeah.
0-1 the count to Mason North.
Once again, probably what Shawnee's done all year. They've had a bad inning, and that's kind of the case again tonight.
Nord out on his front foot here, and all of a sudden, Richie has really found his groove. How often do you see that when a pitcher starts to really settle in, that all of a sudden the defense that might have been kicking it around a little bit starts to play with more confidence?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
The 0-2. Bender out on his front foot, and that's through the 5-5 hole. Hit them where they ain't, as they used to say, right in between short and third. A one-out single gives Defiance their first base runner in 3 innings.
Well, Mason North taking advantage. Southmore taking advantage of getting that DH start tonight, and got a couple hits out of the 4 hole.
He will be pinch run for. As let's see who's coming in. Number 10. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, number 10. I
don't see anybody on Grays.
That has to be a sophomore.
Okay. I'll bow to your expertise here.
Sincere Killian.
Okay.
Sincere Killian.
Sincere Killian is going to be the pinch runner. Okay. Throw over. Killian back head first.
Defiance, number 10, Sincere Killian.
Never twice.
Another throw over. Testing the youngster. James Tracy digging in, looking for his first hit of the evening. Boy, he double clutched there like he was looking for something else, and he forces a smile.
And Sincere's got a great lead at first. I think he's definitely running on this one.
Long look over by Fritchie.
He's got a big lead.
He does.
Big lead. Wow, big lead.
Fritchie goes home. Killian doesn't move as this pitch misses high and inside.
Coach Keywood's looking at him like, why are you not going?
Did he miss a sign?
No, we have everything's green light.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's green light.
So here's where you're counting, right? UCLA or whatever your timing mechanism is.
You can. He's keeping his feet moving. He's had both of them timed up well. It's still sophomore, new adjustment up there. But he's got a big lead.
The 1-1, he's moving here.
He might stand up on this one.
Tracy takes, and Stiles doesn't even attempt to throw down.
No, they had no chance. But he had very aggressive for a sophomore. Like I said, he had great lead. All three, four pitches there.
And you see Hartman pinching over, trying to keep him honest, but he could get an even bigger lead here if he'd like to. Big secondary lead. Tracy sends this one to third. Gobbled up by Menke across the diamond, but there's where speed pays as Killian takes third on the play, 2 outs, and now a runner 90 feet away.
Braden Weaver 1 for 2 tonight. That base hit there. Big base hit there in the to lead off the second inning for that big 5-run inning.
He has had some clutch hits for this team over the last 2 to 3 weeks.
He has.
Looking for another one here to bring home an extra insurance run to make it 7-0. And if you're Killian too, you got to read a play, maybe a ball in the dirt here. You can't be just waiting for the ball to be put in play.
Yeah, they'll be looking at a walking lead down there at third and have your momentum going forward, see one scoot away.
This is where, again, if you're behind the plate, Braden Stiles, got to keep everything in front of you. The 0-1 well struck into right field, right at Bender, who makes the catch. It was a frozen rope right at Bender, and he hauls it in for the third and final out. And it keeps the Bulldogs off the board here in the 5th. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Bulldogs up by half a dozen. You're watching DCTV Sports.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
WestBanco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused WestBanco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Coach and I discussing our favorite drive-through burger spot as we welcome you back to Defiance. Top of the 6th brings up 5, 6, and 7. Luke Menke, Aiden Minnick, Braden Stiles. Sun's starting to pop out from behind the clouds here. If by some chance Scoop Miller is watching, I would love for him to lobby whoever needs to be lobbied in this area for a culver's to be built in Defiance. You would not disagree with that, would you?
No, absolutely not.
Would that be your drive-through of choice? What else is on your list?
I'm a big
Give me your top 3.
I'm a big Chipotle
You're
guy.
a Chipotle, okay, so
I'm a
going
big
outside of
Skyline
burgers.
guy when I go.
Are you serious?
Oh, love Skyline.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you be a Steak and Shake fan then as well?
I used to, but when our kids were younger, we used to do a lot of Steak and Shake. Yep.
Good place to go get a handmade shake along with the burger. As you can tell, I haven't had lunch. I don't know about you. Hansberger deals first pitch. A little bit of a late decision to swing there by Menke, and he's down on the count 0-1.
When we have a little dead time, I'll tell you a little Skyline story.
Okay.
Fellow broadcaster. Chris Youngie. I don't know if you know the name Chris Youngie.
I've heard it. Have not met him.
I'll tell you a little story when we have a break.
Is the statute of limitations over with on this? Is this going to get him in trouble?
It had to do with Shawnee.
Okay. 0-2 misses high and inside. Actually, the funny thing is having to work on the holidays quite a bit, especially when you're covering college athletics. One of the only places that was open as of, wow, that ball was in the mitt of Colt Ward when Menke swung. A West Banco strikeout for the first out. First time I ever had Skyline was covering a tournament down at Xavier. It was like the only restaurant that was open on Thanksgiving. So I'm like, okay, what says Thanksgiving meal like Skyline chili, right?
There you go.
So I had it 5 ways.
Nice.
And a burger and fries.
Oh, my goodness.
And a Coke.
Oh, boy.
It was good. I'll give it a thumbs up.
That's a heavy meal, Brent.
It was, but it was like 10 at night, and I hadn't eaten all day. So
that's a perfect time to eat, right? 10 o'clock at night.
Really not. But is there ever a bad time for a burger? Digging in. And I think we are going to have a pinch hitter here. This is number 13, Brady McAlexander, hitting for Minnick. And he swings and misses, and boy, barely knew you.
Yeah, that's just 6 straight fastballs by Jaron, passing maybe 7. Maybe there was a ball 4 pitch on the previous guy, but just go right at him.
Catcher Stiles.
So 1, 2, 3. 2 down, and here's the catcher, Braden Stiles. 0 for 1 with a walk.
Eight Ks for Jaron.
Time being asked for, time being granted. Stiles digging in. We believe he might be a Five Guys fan. This one misses above the visor. Ball 1.
I would assume these Shawnee guys are some Skyline guys, that's for sure.
Where's, I'm trying to think of it. It's the Wendy's before Wendy's. It's in Lima. What's the name of the place? Cupie's.
Oh, Cupie's.
Cupie's. Yeah. Are you a Cupie's fan?
I'm not. There's a lot of guys in Defiance are. A lot of kids that love going to Cupie's. I think it's overrated, but it's very popular.
This one airmailed to the backstop. Makes it 3-1. Sun really popping out from behind the clouds. Have you ever had Hardee's is my question.
Way back.
Okay.
The mushroom and Swiss.
Oh.
The mushroom and Swiss.
Just the first time I ever had a char-grilled burger was at Hardee's.
I haven't even seen a Hardee's forever.
They're popular on the turnpike, as you guys call them in
that's
Ohio.
true. That is true.
3-2. Yo, the delayed call, ring him up. Strike 3, a backwards K. And Stiles was hanging around in the hopes that he was going to get ball 4. Instead, it's strike 3. Capital K, capital K, capital K. Jaron Hansberger making short work of the Indians here in the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. It's still a commanding Defiance lead. We'll find out maybe some other fast food joints that are on the coach's list when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870.
Really
Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
We're getting it.
It's very expensive.
We have FFA State.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Oh, wow. There is royalty. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. I stand out of his way. As we welcome you back to Defiance. Brent Balbinot alongside the coach Tom Held as we work our way into the bottom of the 6th. Defiance, 6 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Shawnee, no runs on no hits, 2 errors. A 5-run second for the Bulldogs has really spelled the difference here. And after that, tell you what, Fritchie and his defense has been more than up to the task, but one big inning has spelled the difference between what's a 6-0 lead and what probably could be a 1-0 lead. Counts just the same, though, right?
Yeah, 4 unearned runs right there in that big second inning for the Bulldogs, and really put the exclamation point. That's been the Bulldogs' MO this year with having that one big inning and opening things up.
Well, I was about to ask you a very obvious question here, but you'd like to see a little bit more insurance this inning if you're Defiance, wouldn't you?
Well, what you ideally like to see is a 4 spot if you're Defiance. Just play 6. And that would be a special night for Jaron Hansberg.
Well, it's the bottom of the order here in the bottom of the 6th. Daniel Orta leads it off. Jace Brownlee on deck and Will Horvath in the hole. Caden Fritchie. Don't have a pitch count on him by my book, but it's got to be elevated right now.
And Danny got hit in the second and then grounded out the third in the 3rd inning.
Ball 1. 1-0. Upstairs. 2-0. Orta's not stepping out. He's right on top of the plate. He wants something to work with, and this one scoots him out of the way. It's 3-0.
Daniel, nice job. 30. Count. Let's be smart.
So 1 pitch away from a leadoff walk. That was pitch number, are you serious, 70? Okay. Makes 71. 4 straight balls to the Defiance leadoff man, and Orta trots down to first.
That's actually Fritchie's first walk of the game.
Well, he's made him put it in play.
Yeah, it's hit a couple batters. Hit one in the first, hit one in the second. That's first walk. They're taking him out. Well, here's a good time to tell that Skyline story.
Go ahead. We got some time.
All right, so we're doing the WONW. We're doing the Shawnee Defiance basketball game. It's probably been, 8, 10 years ago.
Okay.
Chris Youngie from Napoleon. And we get down there, and we're talking, and we go, hey, let's hit Skyline. Or he says, you like Skyline? I go, I love Skyline.
Okay.
I said, all right. So it's like 9:30, 9:40, game gets over. We have to do post-game real fast. I go, close at 10. So we got to get going.
Okay.
So we sprint out of there, and we drive to Skyline there in Lima, and we get out of the car, and we go, and we see the chairs are already up the table.
You're going to be those guys.
It's like 9:59.
Okay.
And they see us come up. I thought for sure the doors are locked. Door was open. I walk in. I guess too late probably. They go, no, we'll serve you.
Okay.
So we rush and we sit down there. And obviously you go to Skyline, you go for the chili or chili dogs. Okay.
Okay.
So he wanted to go to Skyline. So I'm thinking he's going to get a 4-way, 5-way, 3-way. He orders a wrap. Who goes to Skyline and orders a wrap? You know what I'm saying? That's like going to Bob Evans and ordering spaghetti for breakfast.
It's not going to be authentic.
Nah. So I every once in a while will shoot him a text. Say, hey, want to go to Skyline and get a wrap?
I thought it was going to be a little bit worse than that, like maybe the law was going to be involved.
No,
that was pretty harmless.
No, harmless story.
Looks like we're going to have a straight change here. As moving over from third, now on the bump is Luke Menke, and Fritchie is going to spell his spot and take over at the hot corner. So Menke is now going to be your reliever. Menke is the hardest throwing of the pitchers for Shawnee. I was talking with Coach Bender prior to the game. He said he can get the fastball up there into the mid-80s. The question is command versus control. And if you are accurate at 82, 83, but you're not at 85, 86, well, then they'd rather have you take about 3 or 4 miles off of it. But his stuff looks like it's going to play pretty well here.
I have a feeling they probably took Fritchie out under that 75 pitch mark, so he can come back Friday if we need him.
They don't have to cram too many games into this week. Coach was talking about that. So I'm guessing you're right. As Jace Brownlee digs in from the right side. Takes upstairs.
And Jace had a couple good ABs, had that bunt hit.
Yep.
In the second inning, and then a line drive, or got under one to left field, but really got underneath drove that left fielder back.
Daniel, you can walk there. All right, let's go.
Menke working out of the stretch. 1-0, runner goes. Throw down to second. It's a beauty on the bag, and they got him. Braden Stiles with an absolute rod right to shortstop Bryce Wildow. It took a perfect throw, and that's exactly what they got.
Yeah, that was definitely Stiles' best throw of the game. Right on the money and put it right where you have to. Sometimes you don't have to have a great arm. It's more about where you put it. If you can land the ball at second base, right in front of the bay, you're going to get a lot of guys.
So 1-1 the count. One down, though, and that one about a 58-footer. Again, I know it's different. We sit here and talk about what, college prep numbers might mean for a young man who's looking to play at the next level, but just for a good high school catcher, as the 2-1 misses above the letters, what's a good pop time?
2-2.
Okay.
2-2, yeah.
Usually you hear 2 or less if you want to move on to the next level.
Yeah, but, the thing is with
ball 4
catching numbers, a lot of times you see the numbers from showcases and they cheat and and it's not live in a game and that.
Well, yeah, it's easy when there's not a batter in the box and there's no pressure on.
Yeah.
I'm going to go way back.
But 2-2 is good in high school.
I'm going to go way back. But I remember watching an instructional video from Johnny Bench. And he said, so often you think about mechanics and how strong your arm is. And he goes, a lot of catchers can shave a fraction of a second off of their pop time if they make a better transfer. He thought the transfer time wasn't coached nearly the way it should have been.
Yeah, transfer and footwork is very important.
So we are going to have a pinch hitter here.
Can't really argue with Johnny Bench, can you?
No, nor should you try.
I think I would listen to whatever he says.
Absolutely. Dallas Mendez has picked up a bat. Dallas digging in from the right side. Still waiting. Boy, that was a great pick by Rudisil at first. Tremendous pick. Trying to get Mendez's, pops this one, right side. It will get down. Looking for his stats on the season. Dallas hitting .238 entering today's contest. Much smaller sample size, though. He's only played in 9 games. He's only had 21 at-bats. Looking at an 0-1 count.
Menke ran that up at 81. What year is Menke there? Do you have that?
Menke is a sophomore.
Okay. He's going to be pretty good. They got some pretty decent young players.
Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. It was just a little short. And in safely, Brownlee has the stolen base.
I don't have factual information here, but I'm not so sure his dad might not be Craig Menke from Fort Jennings, who played at BGSU and played pro ball.
Sounds good.
I know he helped Shawnee a few years back coaching.
Actually, you're right, because he's the big guy in the dugout there.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yep. The 0-2, swing and a miss. He got him, strike 3. Another West Banco strikeouts.
So we got some baseball IQ out there with Hartman and his dad's a coach and Menke and.
The question is, does he go to Skyline for a wrap or a burger? What do you think? Big guy like that?
Go for chili. Yeah, go to Skyline for chili.
I actually had chili mac the second time I went, just to see
never had that.
how their spaghetti. Never had chili mac? Chili over spaghetti?
Not there. Yeah, that's chili. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This. Yep.
Off speed as the order turns over again to Hansberger.
That's what I get. The 4-way.
Minus onions, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like onions, but they put a lot on it, kind of beat you up.
And they're kind of raw there, too,
aren't they? A few hours later, it's a little rough.
The 1-0. think you need to open your own diner here in town. 1-0. Uh-oh, that one a pass ball off of Styles' mitt, and that's going to be an easy stroll into third for Chase Brownlee. So 2-0 the count to Hansberger. I would have pegged you for being a barbecue guy. Am I right?
Barbecue.
Okay.
I like barbecue. I like about everything. Like Chinese.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Look, between you and producer Josh Bush, you ought to write a pamphlet for the Chamber of Commerce. Put the seal of approval or the star.
It's pretty obvious you haven't eaten since 10 this morning because you've been on this food kick now for like 2.5
I'm just trying to pick your brain a little bit. I'm trying to pick your brain. This is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Hansberger trying to chase home run number 7. This one popped up straight back. Styles going up against the backstop. Out of room. Can't make the catch. So we'll do it again. 6-0 right now. The only question is how many runs will Shawnee need going into the top of the 7th? Hansberger sends a hot grounder to short. Wildow's up with it across the diamond, and they retire him to escape unscathed. Score at 6-3 for the final out. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Shawnee needs at least 6, or this one is in the books. We'll have it for you when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
He may have just re-entered Ude Mendez. Horvath's back out there.
All right, as you hear us talking about potential defensive changes for Defiance after the pinch hit, but nope, re-entry is the scene. So Will Horvath stays in center field. Did I see 26?
Looks like
in left.
Yeah, Grady Christ maybe.
It is Grady Christ in left.
Yeah.
Okay. And I believe that covers everything, if I'm not mistaken. Well, you told me, did you notice the scoreboard when we were coming back out of that last break? And I was like, did I misread the score? No. What more specifically is happening, ladies and gentlemen, is Defiance has 6 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Shawnee has no runs on no hits and 2 errors. So Jaron Hansberger with a chance to toss a no-hitter here. He'll have to do it against 8-9 and then the leadoff hitter. Landon Bender digs in, takes upstairs for ball 1. I'm looking here to see how many walks. He's hit 2. And how many free passes that Hansberger surrendered? I see 2.
5.
Okay, 5. But he has not allowed a hit. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Challenged him up above the letters. He couldn't catch up, but he couldn't lay off.
He swung one out of the zone right
He
there.
did.
2-0, and you want to get a lead to get that leadoff hitter on here in the 7th. Need base runners. A lot of times you'll see coaches take a strike here in the 7th.
Well, he's got 2, so he'll need to be protecting here. Young man being called up, getting his baptism by fire right now at the varsity level. Hansberger deals. Rushed him back. Strike 3 on the inside corner. A backwards West Bank okay. The leadoff man is retired via the strikeout here in the Shawnee 7th.
Strikeout number 10 for Jared.
You had him for 5 walks, did you say?
Yes, 5 walks, 2 hit batters. 10 Ks, 5 walks, 2 hit batters.
To date. Gladen digs in, takes a strike. 9-hole 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a ground out to short.
He's had a couple good ABs here on the 9-hole. Hit the ball hard twice.
Ward tried to frame that one up. Ward with those long arms sometimes stabs the ball. It's kind of tough. There you go. That one was a little bit better. Again, talking catching. Johnny Bench trying to teach the difference once at a clinic I was at. He goes, it's one thing to meet the ball. It's another thing to reach for the ball. As this one popped up, Ward stays with it. Who wants it? Wow, Hansberger comes in to make the call. Ward got turned 8 ways from Sunday. And normally you don't want your pitcher to make that play, but he had the beat on it.
No, that was good decision by Jaron Hansberger because Colt got himself in a jam that he couldn't get his back to the infield there, and it was going to be a very, very difficult catch. You know, as a catcher, you want to get that back to the infield as the ball's going to come back towards the infield at you.
So here's Hartman with 2 down. Up in the box, right on the plate. Whew. That one, let's just call it well short. Ball 1. Now, he had a well-hit ball his last trip up in the 5th. He hit a frozen rope right at Daniel Orta in right. This one misses for ball 2. 2 really well-hit balls this afternoon. Hartman with that liner to right, and back in the 1st, Ty Rudisil hit a sharp one-hopper to 3rd that Rodriguez fielded. And other than that, been a lot of patty cake. 2-1. Misses high. Ball 3. This one paints the black on the outside corner. Count now full, 3-2.
Yeah, Hartman better be swinging anything close here after you just dropped the bat on that one.
Yep. Don't want to show the umpire up. Payoff pitch. This one a little number backward second base, and Allegretti's there to make the catch. And all smiles. Jaron Hansberger finally brings the corner of his lips up. It's a no-hitter.
I'll tell you what, Drew Allegretti was playing that perfect. He was playing deep against that left-handed hitter at second base out in the grass, and that would, because otherwise that's a hit.
Yep. It was off the end of the bat. You kind of had that hollow sound, but Allegretti played him perfectly.
Yep.
And with it, Jaron Hansberger not only pitches the shutout, but a no-hitter against Shawnee as Defiance wins to open up a week's worth of play. Final score, 6-0. What we're going to do is take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get our books together and hopefully be joined by Coach Weaver, maybe even a player. We'll see if we can't get Jaron to come on up. 6-0 our score. Defiance with the win. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Now there you get a good look from our grandstand camera here as the sun's slowly starting to set. The lights have been on since, about the second inning. Not that they necessarily needed them, but just the same, nice to have that insurance, especially at a high school facility. But who was shining brighter than anybody this afternoon? Starter Jaron Hansberger. He goes the distance, 7 innings, doesn't allow a single hit. He walks 5, but strikes out 10. He did have a couple of hit batsmen, but man, was he just got himself into a couple of jams via a couple free passes. But when he needed to, Coach, he bowed his neck and worked his way out of it.
Well, yeah, he really settled down there after really in the fourth inning. He retired for 7 out of 8. 10 out of 11. He retired 13 out of the last 14 guys, so he really settled in after that third inning.
And with that said, he also helped out his own case at the plate today. I've got him going 1 for 4 with a run scored and a couple of RBI, hitting out of the leadoff spot. So he did a little bit of everything this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Got that big hit there in that second inning to really open things up. And Shawnee had give up a few freebies there in that inning on the hit batter, and then bunt hit. It was a sacrifice, turned into a bunt hit, and then a drop, a fielder's choice drop there, and then before you know it, the Bulldogs get 5 in there. But Jaron, great game, and just competed out there and did what he needed to do.
The Bulldogs needed those 5 in that second inning because after that, Caden Fritchie, again, he's going to be the tough luck loser here this afternoon, but he really settled in, and I think his teammates settled in seeing him show more confidence on the bump, and it's amazing how that can become infectious.
Well, I thought, so Shawnee had 2 errors, and they fielded. They had both were drop balls. One was a drop ball in left field, and another was a drop ball on a double play ball. Probably not going to be a double play ball, but they had a small win today because they played good baseball after that second inning, and that's what Coach Benner's going to be talking about with a young team. That hey, we competed, really for 5 out of those 7 innings, and you could arguably say 6 out of 7. They give up 2 spot there, or a 1 run there in the first inning, an unearned run there. But Shawnee was a much better team. If you'd have watched the first 2 innings, you would see why they were 2-10.
Different ball club.
But that last 5 innings, they played much better baseball.
Well, they are not on the field again until Friday as they host Wapakoneta, staying in Western Buckeye League action. Defiance is going to be a bit more busy. They will step out of conference play on Thursday, right back here at this same field, as they will welcome Central Catholic as the Irish and Coach Jeff Milcarrick will make the bus ride over on 24. Then Defiance hops on a bus the very next day. They've got a long ride to go to play at Kenton, but such is the schedule. You got to stay after it, but after that grind last week, and I know a couple of tough losses, they wish they have those games back. You don't get them. Good to see them kind of get that bad taste out of their mouth.
This is a good week to pick up 3, and Central Cali's going to have a good ball club. They play arguably the best schedule of any D3 team and D school around when you play in that Detroit league that they have, and that's a juggernaut up there. So, it depends on what they have pitching, because I think they have a doubleheader against the League Brothers Rice on Saturday.
Yes.
But Jeff Milcary does a great job, great man, great baseball guy, and it's always fun to compete against them.
I was talking to one of their assistants over the weekend, and they're down a couple players. One of their players in particular, Peyton, who left early to go over to Notre Dame. He couldn't wait to get over on campus. And then they had an injury to another key player. So 2 D1 athletes not in uniform that they expected this year. Not to say that they still don't play great ball there.
That hurts you. That hurts you.
Yeah, it really does. They're not quite the same team.
No.
Rest assured, though, you can't sleep on them, or else they're going to bite you.
They're well coached, very well coached.
So as both teams huddling up down their respective lines here, Defiance did their running early. Coach Weaver talking with his team now, probably saying the same thing, as there you get a good look at the young men taking a knee. What we're going to do is take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll try and get Coach Weaver, and we'll see if we can maybe get Jaron Hansberger up here as well. Final score, again, Defiance gets back on the winning track. 6 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Shawnee, no runs on no hits and 2 errors, as Jaron Hansberger throws a no-no here this afternoon. And more specifically, picks up win number 7 on the season for the Bulldogs. More importantly, win number 4 in conference play. And Hansberger now evens his numbers up at 2-2. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more of the postgame right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
And we welcome you back to Defiance as the postgame continues here. Brent Palvin alongside Coach Tom Held, and the man in the middle, Coach Weaver, joining us right now. Not a white knuckle ride. You jumped out to an early 6-0 lead. You got that big crooked number in the second. We can talk offense, but you know where we're going to start here. Jaron Hansberger throws a no-no. No runs on no hits, a couple of errors. He did walk 5, but he had 10 strikeouts this afternoon. Found himself a little bit in a couple of innings, but at the same time, when he needed to, he came up big.
No, he did. And, I thought early on, I don't know, I thought he was getting squeezed a little. I thought those were pretty good pitches. And then I think he got frustrated and then tried to aim the ball and was all over the place. But we had the bases loaded, 1 out, and I thought he made a huge play on the bunt, getting the out at home, and then he got the strikeout and got out of it. And it seemed like after that inning, he kind of settled down a little.
Let me ask you to expand on that, because he did more than just throw today. He held runners. He fielded his position. He was a complete pitcher today.
Well, yeah, and hopefully he can field his position, since he is our shortstop when he's not the pitcher.
You hear the confidence he has in you, Jaron. You're hearing that confidence.
No, I thought he competed and battled, and his breaker was pretty good. We threw his changeup just enough to keep him off balance, but really we just lived with the fastball, and he was able to blow it by him most of the time.
Coach?
Well, I think he hit on the nose. I thought 2 pitches that got away from him early was on 2-strike curveballs hit by pitches, and on the first inning and the second inning, and I was wondering if because that always brings doubt when you're calling pitches with Coach Bergman. Because when he came back, even with the bases loaded, he did come back with a breaking ball.
I'm not going to lie. I can, now that there's catcher's comm, I can hear what he's calling, and it's 2-2, bases loaded. He's like, curveball. I'm like, are we sure? But it worked out, so we let him go.
I'm going to keep that door open for him every time he has a headset on. We can maybe say we're deking the defense then at that point. In all seriousness, let's talk about the defense. Other than the hiccup on the stolen base early in the ball game, some really nifty plays at third, at short, and even Drew, especially at second base, moving in. I know he's struggled this year with injuries, but, man, you want your best athletes on the field.
No, absolutely. And, the stolen base in that first inning, I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen someone leave early with not a guy on third and make it easily. Literally, it stunned me. But I think another big play in that first inning was we get the ground ball to third, and Drew makes a great pick for the second out. That goes into right field. It's probably second and third, or third and one runs in. So, Drew's been our leader all winter. Drew's one of our best players. We need Drew in the lineup. And I was glad to see him back there. I thought he had a couple good at-bats. I mean, he hasn't swung probably close to 10 days of actually getting live at-bats, so it's good to get him back in the lineup for us.
Yeah, he looked healthy, and like I said, he hit the ball in the nose a couple times there and had another good AB. When you said you had never seen that before, I hadn't either, and I still haven't because I didn't know what happened. I have to ask,
happened in slow motion.
Brent, I go, Brent, what happened there? I go, did he throw the ball?
No.
And he goes, no. Yeah, so I missed the whole play. I had my head down, and I didn't even know.
It
so I still
baffled
haven't
me,
seen
too.
it. Yeah.
He was like halfway to second before I even realized what was going on.
I think everybody was great play if you could get away with it.
No, absolutely.
I mean, heads up, and I think again, peace and love to Rudisill, but he lumbered into second.
He did. He
and
made
it was
easy.
You don't get style points. He made a good baseball IQ play.
He did.
All right, so you've got 24 hours off before Thursday night. You've got Central Catholic back here, and then a long bus ride to Kenton on Friday. What do you do to keep the momentum going?
We just same thing we do every day. Come out and practice. I mean, our routine doesn't change. We practice the same way every day from 2:30 to 6. We do the same things. So we don't change things up in this program. We've been doing the same thing for 27 years. It hasn't changed much.
One thing's different because the cat is out of the bag. He now knows you throw BP. So is there something that needs to be settled off air?
Well, I still try not to.
I can't even raise my arm above my right here.
I only really throw on game days because Coach Keewan doesn't get here till 4.
Okay.
So on practice days, we hit last because he throws. So game days are rough.
I will say back in the day before he went from 25 to 49 overnight, he did throw BP on game days. He did always throw BP on game days.
Well, I had to because he would throw from 30 feet as hard as he could. He's trying to strike out guys before our game.
Forget hitting the bat.
Yeah, they're coming out of the cage, throwing their bat all mad. I'm all for challenging our guys. Well, let's not do it on game day. So then he would leave, and they'd ask me to come back in and throw to him, give him a little confidence.
So you throw feel-good BPs.
That's me.
All right.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I opened a can of worms that cannot be sealed, but I'll let these two settle it off air. Coach, in all seriousness, congratulations. Good luck the rest of this week.
Good luck the rest of the week.
We're going to take a quick timeout and see if we can't negotiate a peace treaty, at least temporarily, for the rest of our postgame. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back as we put a blue and white bow on our post game here. Again, Defiance behind a no-hitter by Jaron Hansberger picks up a big victory, 6-0 against Shawnee. They're now 4-1 in the WBL. They're now 7-4 overall. The Indians fall to 2-11. and 2 and 4, respectively. Coach, you heard Coach Weaver talk about it. This is just one of 3 this week. They've gotten one underneath their belt, but nothing really changes. Just keep your nose to the grindstone.
Absolutely. It's next game up and next practice up, and just keep getting better. You want to play your best baseball in May.
Absolutely.
And now's the time to get on the roll.
Not how you start, it's how you finish, and we'll see if Defiance can continue to build on a big win here this afternoon. Appreciate you throwing on the headsets again. It was a pleasure working with you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We've learned a little baseball. We learned his favorite burger joints, and Lord knows what we'll get out of him next time, but rest assured it will be both informative and entertaining. We invite you to stick around. Big thank you going out for our crew doing more than yeoman's work here this afternoon, our underwriters for helping make the broadcast a possibility, and you, the fan, for tuning in. Final score, again, Defiance 6, Shawnee nothing. For Coach Held, I'm Brent Balbinot. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.